Three, two, one. I think I'm live. Hi, folks. I'm going to be talking about toddler I can't even speak. I'm going to be talking about toddler tantrums. Sometimes I stutter, so I apologize for that. Tantrums, if they're going to come on, we typically see them starting. It could be as young as 2, but certainly by 3 and 4. There are things that we can do that inadvertently bring them on. I'm going to talk about that, and then I'm going to talk about how to manage them. Tantrums. We can actually teach kids to tantrum, even though it's not our intention. It goes like this. Here's the example I always use. I always use a 3, 4-year-old, typically a 4-year-old. However, it can be a 3-year-old. It's 15 minutes to the dinner hour. Child is starving. You're cooking in the kitchen. I don't know, maybe you're making sloppy joes, and the smell of the whatever you're cooking in the frying pan, it's wafting through the house, and it begs the little one into the kitchen. And the little one starts with, I'm hungry, I'm hungry. And of course they're hungry. And the reasonable parent tells the child, it'll be ready in a few minutes, sweetheart. It'll be ready in a few minutes. I'm hungry, I can't wait, I can't wait. Well, if I give it to you now, it's not cooked, it'll give you worms. We come up with sometimes the craziest things that we say, So whatever it is you say, you're trying to appease the child in the moment so that they can manage the 15 minutes, which in the life of a hungry preschooler feels like forever. And here we are. And then finally the child has this brainstorm. I know, I can have a cookie. And the parent says, if I give you a cookie, it's going to spoil your dinner. No, it won't. Please, please, please. And look, as the parent, you've had a long day. You may have just gotten home yourself, or you've been sequestered because it's the pandemic. And you say to yourself, against my better judgment, I'm going to give you a cookie. So you look at the child and say, I'll give you a cookie, but just this one time, and you have to eat your dinner. Oh, you're the best parent ever. Here's the cookie. Well, you know what's going to happen. 15 minutes later, you put the sloppy joes in front of the child, one of their favorite meals, at the dinner table, and the child looks up at you and says, not hungry. And it's like, you want to shoot yourself. You can't force feed a preschooler. So you say, oh, okay, go. And away that preschooler goes. An hour later, that child is hungry. I'm hungry. And, the better parent, you're going to give the child that which they had missed earlier, so the same supper. You're not going to switch it up so that they don't get out of eating that meal for, perhaps something more preferred. So you give them the sloppy joes. Oh, you're the best parent ever. But the child's experience is that they got something preferable that staved off their hunger, and then an hour later, they get to eat on demand. Let that sink in. Okay, next day, second verse, same as the first. 15 minutes to the dinner hour, maybe you're boiling some macaroni for macaroni and cheese. And it's 15 minutes to the dinner hour, the child comes in, I'm hungry. You say, oh, you're going to have to wait. Oh, I can't wait. And this goes back and forth just like it did the day before. But sooner, this child advances their solution because they remembered it from yesterday. I know, I can have a cookie. No, you can't have a cookie. It ruined your meal. Oh, please, just this one last time. And you think, oh my God. Okay, just this one last time. But you had better cross your heart, hope to die, that you're going to eat the macaroni. Oh, cross my heart, hope to die. You're the best parent ever. Here's the cookie. Oh, thank you. Well, you know what's going to happen. 15 minutes later, you put the macaroni and cheese in front of the child, and the child goes, not hungry. And you look at the child and you say, you crossed your heart. And the child goes, am I going to die? Of course not. And you're not going to imply that the child is. Go. Now, there's a saying, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. You know what's going to happen. An hour later, I'm hungry, I'm hungry, I'm hungry. You put the mac and cheese in front of the child wolfs it back. But again, the child's experience is they get to eat on demand and avoid eating also by whining and carrying on. So day 3 comes along, and the good parent says to themselves, not again. No way. And the child is also learned from the previous 2 days and is anticipating some pushback from the parent. So here we are, whatever it is you're cooking, maybe it's a grilled cheese this time. The smell is wafting through the house, the child comes in, and the child this time looks at you and says, hi parent, it's cookie time. And you're like, where did that come from? It's cookie time? It's not cookie time. Yes, it is. No, it isn't. And now you're arguing as to whether or not it's cookie time. This is the kids learning 2 days in a row. That's already a pattern in the experience of a preschooler. So now they're coming in looking for cookies. And for you to not give the cookies, why are you being mean to me? Why aren't you doing this? All of a sudden you're the bad person. So what do? Oh, I'll give it to you this one last time, but you had better eat your grilled cheese. Well, you know how this goes. Doesn't eat the grilled cheese. An hour later, eating it on demand. Day 4, you're both learning. You're making whatever it is you're making. And you're anticipating it's cookie time. And you're going to say, well, we've got a new clock. It's a different time. It's 15 minutes to dinner time, and this time you're going to have to wait. But the child is anticipating more pushback, and the child comes in no longer, it's cookie time. The child comes in, where's my cookie? It's like, holy moly, like, where did that come from? I want my cookie. It's not cookie. I want my cookie. Why are you being mean to me? Mean to you? Oh my goodness. All of a sudden, all these terrible attributes are being thrust upon the parent. It's like, I was prepared to hold my ground with, it's cookie time, but I don't want to be cast as this horrible parent. And you start getting into this fight and this argument, and it's escalating. And you look at the child, okay, this is it, but one last time. And you give the child the cookie, and your anger goes down your arm, and you're thinking it'll taint the taste of that cookie so that when the child eats it, the child won't enjoy it. But the child, they go, yeah, I got the cookie. I got the cookie. And an hour later, they're eating on demand. This is a process by which we inadvertently teach kids to tantrum. It works for them. Let that sink in. I know we get tired as parents. I've been there, done that, even as a grandparent. More tired taking care of grandkids. That's when we have to have other strategies to manage our children when they are demanding, so that we don't just give in to those demands such that it creates the little monster that we're now trying to deal with. So imagine, day one, I'm hungry, I can't wait. I want a cookie. Oh, sweetheart, you can't have a cookie. But let's get the stool, you can stand beside me and you can stir the pot. We can actually engage the child in the process. And if the child doesn't want to engage, very often the child will, because you've redirected, you've distracted, you're involving. The child is loving this kind of attention. It's very positive. And if not, then the child can wait in discomfort. You're not killing a child by not giving in to a demand that may be out of place at the moment. Now, the other things that you can do to stave this off, of course, is give a snack, a half hour earlier, or 45 minutes, or an hour earlier, so the child can last that time. But this is about managing and preventing an actual tantrum, and us inadvertently creating the conditions for that. Okay? I'm just looking. Hi, Gary. Are you sitting in my kitchen? Oh, Acknowledging a child's need is positive parenting. Absolutely. I know you're hungry, sweetheart. I know you're hungry. But sometimes with us as parents, we also have to help a child manage their frustration. There's even a name for that. It's called frustration tolerance. And if a child isn't frustrated, they don't get the opportunity to learn to manage frustration. So we can even say, I know it's frustrating, sweetheart. Come, let me give you a hug. Let me give you a kiss. But we don't necessarily give the cookie. We don't give in to the demands when they're inappropriately placed at an inappropriate time. Otherwise, the child's learning is that for that child, it works. That's all. It works. And it doesn't have to work all the time. It only has to work some of the time. How many of you buy a lottery ticket? Yeah, I do. I'm not a millionaire. Not yet. Likely never will be on the basis of the ticket that I bought. However, the opportunity to win whatever that was worth that night, 30 million or something, the opportunity to win was worth the risk of the $5. And I didn't win. And that's a 1 in, I don't know, 15 million chance of winning. Kids who tantrum win far more of the time. It doesn't have to be 100%. It could be 10%. That's huge, even 10%. So it's okay to say no. We want to support our kids through the frustration, help them manage that. And that way we're not inadvertently rewarding, reinforcing, enabling the tantrum behavior. Okay? So this is our role in it, and these are just some of the things that we can do to manage that. Hope that's been helpful. Let's just see here a few more questions maybe. Providing time for little ones to self-regulate with support. Yes, and that's exactly what we're doing. Come here, sweetheart. We can do that. And let's say the child does pitch a tantrum. To self-regulate, a lot of parents get caught up into trying to calm their child directly. Calm down, calm down, calm down. We've had that experience. If we're losing our own minds and somebody says to us, calm down, what happens? We ramp up. We ramp up. So when we want that child to calm down, if they have lost themselves in the tantrum, we don't try to out-talk them. We don't try to out-volume them. Calm down. What we pick them up and you can hold them. Just quietly. They're safe in your arms. Let your calm eventually transfer. Don't do things like shh, 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 stop it, stop it, stop it. Because they're just feeding on the negativity. We want that child to experience. Alex says, Gary, you're a real pro. He's a friend of mine. He'd say that no matter what. Thank you, Alex. We want that child to experience that they are safe with you. That no matter how ballistic they go, you're not going to lose your calm. You're not going to lose your cool. You're not going to be angry. You're not going to be disappointed. You're just going to be soothing. And it may take a minute. It may take 15 minutes. That's okay. And we can keep that child safe in our arms as they're doing that. We don't want them running amok through the house. That way they're self-perpetuating their own distress. That doesn't serve, and then we're chasing after them. And again, it looks, to use a Jewish term, a broikus, this free, you learn Jewish with me, this free-for-all. No, you're better off to hold them. They can struggle, sweetheart, and you just wait it out. Okay? If they are going to sit calmly or nicely beside you and express their frustration, that's okay too. That's okay too. And what we want to do is, this may sound funny, infect them with our calm. And eventually they do. Eventually, all kids calm down. Whether it's 1 minute or 20 minutes, they calm down. And then when they do, we say, sweetheart, good for you. Are you ready to go eat now? You just go back to what it was you were going to be doing. You don't go, that was bad, this was this, that was that. Because again, then you're rehashing all the things that were distressful. So in that moment, we're calm. We can go back. Come, let's go eat, little one. If you want, later that evening, then when things are going well, if you want, then you can go back and discuss it if you feel the need. Sweetheart, what happened at dinner time? I was really hungry. Yeah. Did you get your dinner from me early? Because no. And what did we have to do? Well, I guess, I had to help you cook. Oh, that was very good. I had to get coffee. Oh, that's very good. So we can go over what we did and the strategies that helped. But we do that later so that we're not feeding all of this frenzy in the moment. So I hope that's helpful. There's more things here. Valid points that are worth using, not just with children, but adults too. Yeah. Yes, let them experience the whole feeling from beginning to end. It helps them later to reflect. Yes, that's what I was talking about. Later you can reflect, but not in the moment. Very few of us, let's say we've been upset and then somebody comes in and says, well, tell me how you did with that. It's like, are you kidding? Can we let it go for now? And the child can have that same experience as well. So we're going to go back and finish or whatever the task was. I use dinner as an example. It could be whatever. I want to color. I want to color. And it's not the appropriate time, place, or whatever for the coloring. Sweetheart, we can't color, but we can do this. I want to. Fine, color. No, we're not going to do that. And if you want to put this in a power and control paradigm, it's not power and control over the child. It's power and control over oneself. How we're going to respond. That we don't lose our mind. I'm using mind, but I'm thinking of another four-letter word. We don't lose our mind in dealing with our kids. And so our kids' experience of us is that no matter how distraught they are, we're good. And with that, we're their place of safety. How nice is that? I'm Gary Dernfeld. Alex, I don't care if I'm your friend. You've truly amazing wisdom. You got to know, I love my friends, and I love Alex. We've been friends since around I'm losing track here, 1990. So what is that? Over 30 years. Yep, yelling won't stop yelling, says Sarah. Thank you all for listening in. I hope you have a better day with this and that it's been of service. I'm Gary Dernfeld. I'm a social worker. If you want to meet with me for counseling, go to my website, yoursocialworker.com. Click on the services link. You'll see a long list of services there, including my fees. I'm very transparent about how I work, what it costs, how you have to pay me, what my policies are. That way, you don't need to phone and wonder and ask the questions. I answer them on the webpage. Okay? Take care. Bye-bye.